And here we are, live. Dalia, how do I pronounce your surname? Lazite?
Lasciate. But
Oh,
Lasciate is fine. Yeah.
It's more French, you know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where are you, Dalia, at the moment?
So I'm in Vilnius, Lithuania. That's where our headquarters are.
I can guess that it's really warm, nice and warm at the moment, probably there.
Not really.
What is the temperature?
It's I think -2 maybe, or around 0, but you know.
Well, I mean that easy then. Usually it goes very, very cold, I think, -20 or something.
Yes, we had that winter. We had several weeks ago, I think -20 and similar real winter.
All right, got it. But to warm us up during this Shopify Commerce Week, I was really curious to have a chat with you because CG Trader, your company, is doing something really fantastic and very, very interesting, useful, and that bring us into the future, I would say, even if we are just in 2021. Help us explain. I know that you have a couple of slides that maybe could help us to understand. Especially people in Clubhouse will love the slides because they cannot see them. But, well, then if you're in Clubhouse, just turn on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, whatever you like, and you can check the slides. Otherwise, Dalia will explain about it. And before the slides, tell us a bit about CG Trader. I mean, when did you launch the company, and then what is the main focus?
Yes, absolutely. So CG Trader was started by my colleague, 3D designer Marius Kalitis, and he was a 3D designer a long time before that, and he wanted to create a marketplace for 3D designs that is very friendly to designers. So it has very good commercial terms and helps designers complete their projects fast and work together. So we have built and launched this marketplace in the almost 10 years ago. And this marketplace has been very successful in the professional designer community. So we have more than 1 million models and 3.5 million designers in our network.
Wow.
And more recently, we saw that 3D design is really applicable to e-commerce, and I think that's what we'll talk about today. And it can really open new opportunities for e-commerce companies. So 2 years ago, we launched CG Trader Arsenal, which is the 3D product visualization for e-commerce.
Interesting, because at the moment, I would say, if you go on a standard e-commerce website, you just find a bunch of photos with the pictures of the product, and that's it. So it's a very, let's say, poor experience. But then you could use a better way of displaying the product, for instance. So I'll go on the slides. When you're ready with the slides, you tell me. And I think that when people see it, better understand. Oh, there they are. All right.
Yeah. So one image here is generated using a 3D model, and it's completely fake. And another one is a photograph. And so Marco, maybe you would like to guess which is which?
Right. Oh my God, I knew it. That I'm always the bad one. So for people just listening in Clubhouse, there are two chair, or two chair, can I say like that? Or two chair. Yeah. One is 3D and one is real. And they look exactly identical. I have no idea. I'll ask my community, write in the comments which one is which. Well, I think, all right, let me think. Maybe... I have no, they are the same. Maybe, I don't know, the left one is real. The left one.
Shall I tell the answer?
Yeah, you tell the answer. Oh, no, wait. Yes. Luca say left one is 3D. Okay. And I say that is the one real. Is exactly the same. Who is right?
All right. So actually, yes, left is real. And the right one is 3D model. And I think your only clue is that the right one looks actually even maybe a little bit too good, right? So it looks very, very realistic. So I think this just goes to show how computer graphics technology has advanced, and you can actually create pretty much anything and make it look completely real.
Really impressive. So I see in our chat everyone guessing, and everyone guessing something different. Is the left one? Is the right one? Okay, so the left one is the photo, and the right one is the 3D render. All right, got it.
Yeah.
So technology is there. Very good. All right, Dalia, do you want to show us something else?
Yes, absolutely. So I think what you mentioned about e-commerce and static images is very much true. And in fact, very often you get not only just static images, but maybe just one or two images. And product visuals are actually the your main selling point, right? Online, that's what you need. So I wanted to show what can you do with 3D technology without ever touching the product or taking an actual photo. So this is an example, right? What kind of realism and what kind of advanced visualizations you can do with 3D. And then once you have a 3D model, you can do all kinds of things. So you can do 10 images from different angles. You can go very deep and go, to very detailed shots and, emphasize some details of your product. And then you can apply it in all different industries, anything from furniture to fashion to household products and so on. So really a very, very kind of realistic objects, and they are completely fake. So to say, they are completely computer generated, right?
Not real images. These are 3D.
These are all 3D. Yes. And once you have a 3D model, you can also use it to generate lifestyle scenes. So these scenes are very good because they are actually, they help to sell, they help to sell much more and increase conversion. And if you were to create a photo shoot of this type of, and create this type of image, you actually need to manufacture the sofa, ship it, manufacture all different colors and variations, then actually find this flat or furnish a studio to have this photo shoot taken. And then the whole logistics of moving it and making sure that it's in the right place and available. And then on top of it, if you made some change to the product later on, you can't go back. You have to start the whole process again. So let's say if you made a sofa in different color, you have to start the whole process again. So it's really very expensive. And with 3D, it's just about changing the color, so it's much simpler.
And very cost effective and super fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what you can also do with 3D is have these AR experiences and 3D experiences on your website. So now both Apple iPhone and Google Android and phones support this technology natively. This means that your customers don't need to download an app to create these type of experiences. And also what's very good with Shopify is that they also support this technology. So all you actually need is just a 3D model. You plug it into your product visualization in Shopify, and that's it. You have this type of experience where the customer can really see and feel the product, which is, it's amazing and creates a completely different experience for the customer.
Just to be sure I understood correctly, if I get a 3D model of a table, for instance, and I sell tables and I use Shopify, instead of uploading a photo, I upload a photo and then I upload the 3D model. And then when the user is visiting my website, basically can then use the 3D model and see in real life in his kitchen how that table fit in the kitchen.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
It's very simple. Shopify has done a great job and a lot of innovation in this area.
That's really impressive. I remember it was IKEA that was all over the news using AR to test the IKEA furnitures, but now it's something that is basically available to everyone.
Yes, exactly. So IKEA did it already some time ago, and it was it was very difficult then. But now you can anyone can do it, and with CG Trader Arsenal, we help with the 3D modeling part, and then that's it. You have the whole experience. Just drag and drop that 3D model, and that's it. You have a full AR experience.
How does the table go from the website to your to your phone and to your house? Do you scan a QR code?
No, actually, it's very simple. So when you browse through a mobile phone, let's say a website that has this 3D model, let's say this shop that sells tables, there is a 3D viewer where you click on it and you can view it and move it around on the web, but you can also use it to place it directly in your environment. So you just choose AR there, and that's it. So, and you can also try it out yourselves, because this is a QR code. It leads to an actual product. So you can, if you have a mobile phone, iPhone or Android, you can try it out. It's no need to download any apps. I think that's the beauty of it, and that's why consumers love it and use it so much.
Got it. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I mean, people at home can basically try and see by themselves. Wow. Yeah. Okay. What is the level of usage of 3D models in e-commerce at the moment?
Well, it's I would say that it's kind of still at the beginning, but some of the innovative brands have started really using it in both augmented reality and replacing photography instead of generating images through photo shoots, they are using 3D to generate these images. So it's, I mean, we believe that in several years, most of the products images will be generated this way, but we think that this is already actually the exact time to invest. Especially with the pandemic, we sometimes have the customers that have like logistical problems accessing their products, in time. So it's really, you don't need the product physically there. You can just have a couple of images, poor quality images, and then we generate the whole 3D model and all these experiences.
I would say that photographers won't be very happy about it. Or maybe they are, I don't know. Or maybe they are just everyone coming to CG Trader to complain about the fact that they're losing their job. But what's the situation?
Well, there are several things. So one thing is, of course, the product shots on white background, they can be done virtually with CG Trader. And the other part, the lifestyle scenes that I showed in certain environments, they actually need the skill of some kind of art direction, branding, and so on. So there is a job for everyone here, and I think that it's important to understand how to convey the visual message. But yes, I mean, there is this aspect that it can be generated virtually without the camera. That's true, with the virtual camera.
Got it. Do you have more slides or not?
Yes, we have an offer to your listeners.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. I didn't know that. Fantastic. What do you go through okay. Your free model. I like free is big.
Yes,
yes. Okay.
So just email me at dalia@cgtrader.com with the keyword Monty, and then we are offering one 3D model for free to test out this technology and try it out for yourselves.
That's really cool. So basically, CG Trader is just a marketplace, or you also follow, let's say, the Netflix strategy where Netflix as Netflix original, and you decide to produce some kind of collections. How does it work?
So the way CG Trader Arsenal works is that for the e-commerce store, it's very simple. They send the links to their products or some kind of product images and dimensions, and that's it. Then we take care of all the heavy lifting of converting that to 3D. Now, in the way it works behind the scenes is that we have a designer network that is pre-qualified from our vast designer community, and we have our technology that automates some parts of the modeling process and conversions. So the models get assigned to the designer that is experienced in that particular area. They create the model, and then the customer can see the model in our interactive quality assurance tool. So let's say the customers may want to say that make this, I don't know, sofa a little bit more black or something like that. They can mark it directly on the model and get these fixes done. And then we generate the visuals that the customer needs. It can be still images, it can be lifestyle scenes, and it can be augmented reality experiences, or it can be all of those.
I didn't understand one thing. You see that I'm hard to understand stuff, but do I need to be a pro 3D and AR expert to upload my images on CG Trader, or I just upload like a picture of my camera, and then someone there at CG Trader will create everything to be available in 3D and AR?
Yes, you don't need to be any kind of expert. You don't need to know anything. I mean, 3D is very, very complex field, and that's where we help our customers. But what you need is just a couple of pictures of your product. It can be really, mobile phone pictures or low quality images. We just need to understand how the product looks, and then the model is created, and then if you are creating it for your Shopify store, you just let us know that this is the Shopify store format, and we optimize everything for that.
Got it. What would you suggest? And then I'll go on a few questions on Clubhouse if you like. Yeah. What would you suggest to e-commerce that are not using or implementing 3D models or AR at the moment? What would be the next step to, because it's super cool, but to go from 0 to 100%, I was wondering what was the best guidelines that you could give to start to approach this world and then convert it into 3D and AR.
So I think it's always makes sense to try it out first, right? So many of our customers do a proof of concept run. So let's say they choose 5 products, and then they create these products we create these products in 3D, and then they try it out on their store, and then they look at the numbers. So they could, it's possible to try it out. You can do an A/B test if you have this possibility, and try showing the AR experience and not showing. And in terms of the visuals, the still images generated with 3D, it's it's a bit maybe less of a try-on question, because we all know that the more images you have, the more sales you get. So it's typically a very obvious use case. But my suggestion is to try maybe with a few products and then scale it to the rest.
Interesting. Dalia, I go to Clubhouse to try to get some question for you. I have Graziano, former researcher, former quant equity, now lead data scientist in EMEA for one of the biggest investment banks. Wow, that's a profile, Graziano.
Yeah, I'm a former.
All right.
I am a former of everything. So no, I got a question actually, and I wonder about the disposition effect between the real object that eventually gets sold on the platform and the 3D renders, right? I mean, when in the good old days, you were taking a picture of something you want to sell, and you kind of show your customers that the thing was real because you actually took a picture. Now you do have one step farther. You don't have the picture anymore. You just have a 3D render. So the question is about the authenticity, or do I actually get what I'm seeing? And I wonder if NFTs, so these non-fungible tokens, can help to link the 3D renders of an object that you're buying with the object that you actually, receiving, right? Because I don't know if it's clear. The question is very simple in the sense that... Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks, Graziano. Yeah, it's an interesting question. I also was wondering, I'm into NFT at the moment, and definitely could be an application there. What do you think? Is authenticity ever a problem or not?
Well, I think here, that's why the standards for these 3D renders and 3D models are really very, very high from a technical standpoint. So the actual product has to match the reality. I mean, the actual model of the product and render of the product has to match the real product. So that's why really it's, if you think about the 3D model quality, it's you really need like top-notch quality model. And then, of course, there is some quality assurance factor. So the customer can always say that, look, we show it very conveniently. We show the reference image on one side and then the 3D model on the other side. And you can really compare from the very same angle if this is correct or not. So I think that we haven't seen so much problem with this because typically the customers have very high standards for that. And there is not so much of a challenge to say that it's inauthentic because it looks completely the same way.
And they will make it real. I mean, once that is the model, then the product that you buy will be like that, will be produced in that way. What about NFT? Is this something? Is a topic that is in your mind, guys, or not? Because I see it very well. You could have the 3D model and then an NFT that certified that is the real deal and that is the unique piece. I don't know. I mean, it could also be. I saw a lot of your models, and they could be easily sold as NFTs on OpenSea or other marketplace, probably.
Yeah, so definitely we are looking into it. I would say we are quite haven't done like too much research yet, but this is something that we are planning to look into it and see how it could link. I mean, this is very interesting, and the traction that NFTs are getting recently, it's definitely quite related to our field. So I think if once we have some news, we'll share with you.
Interesting. Guys. What are the main sectors that you think will benefit from 3D and AR models?
So yeah. So of course, everything that is bulky, large, it's the first adopter, right? Because it's, first of all, it's so logistics, it's very costly to ship them to the photo shoots, and then it's very important that once the customer buys it, they don't return it, because if you are buying a sofa and then returning it, it's really, it's such a pain point. The e-commerce or retailer loses a lot of margin there, by shipping back and forth. And so furniture, home decor is the first application. We are seeing very much interest from footwear, consumer electronics, general electronics that you use at home, devices like this. And then, of course, fashion is looking very, very into this technology, especially for accessories. So as we said, shoes, handbags, things like that also have a lot of potential.
Nicholas is saying long-term commercial photography will be limited to art direction and virtual lighting and or mixed reality settings. Yeah, so probably this is the direction. I'm sorry for my photographers friends, but looks like this is the direction. Before was not like that because it didn't look so real. But now, if you cannot spot the difference, then it's a completely different game.
Absolutely.
Paolo just tried. Amazing. I just put your sofa from QR in my room using AR. People now are experimenting with the QR code. Fantastic. Enrico has a question for you. Can we generate 3D model using add from 3D drawing as AutoCAD, FreeCAD? How do you technically generate a 3D model if you want to do it?
Yeah, so the way CG 3D Arsenal works is that we have a network of 3D designers that work together with the customer. So when we get reference images, we distribute them to the designers that are the most skilled in that area. And then they create the 3D models and submit for review. Then we have a few QA, quality assurance levels, where we make sure that the quality of the model is really, on par with what we're looking for. And then we take care of all the conversions and optimizations automatically. So it's, in terms of, since the e-commerce has such a high standard for 3D models and they need to be completely realistic, that's why we work with the skilled designers to make sure that we are able to generate these models. But no need for any kind of CAD files, drawings, and things like that.
I was thinking, Dalia, that if tomorrow morning Jeff Bezos, well, not now, Jeff is out, so Jassy, if Jassy is calling you and say, Dalia, let's use CG Trader on Amazon, I mean, it's done, it's game over. So how is it possible to make it happen? Do you think Amazon will inevitably, I think they will start to use not only pictures. I mean, in China, I saw they use a lot of videos also, synthetic videos, content. So what do you think?
Absolutely. So I think Amazon it's already on Amazon to showcase AR experiences. And in general, when you have a large number of vendors that are selling, it's very important for you to provide a good experience for the customer. And that's why, they are, I'm sure that they are looking into this and looking how they can optimize. I can also share, maybe it's also a public information, but Wayfair, as probably you are familiar, it's a big US retailer in home decor and furniture. So they are investing really heavily into this technology, and they are converting their products to 3D models just for that reason, that they want to provide a really good experience for the users. And they have shared some interesting data. So one thing that they shared is that it's 10 times cheaper than with traditional photography. But they also are seeing that the increase in conversion is around 20 to 30% just with still images generated from 3D. And then if you are looking at view in AR side, they share that it's 3 times more, the conversion rate increases 3 times for the customers that use view in AR.
That's cool. That's a good argument to quickly have companies introducing and implementing 3D models. I wanted to go back to Clubhouse. Rossana, I think Rossana is in Stockholm. Yeah, Rossana, hello. Jättebra. Stockholm, I mean, is another warm country. Let's see if Rossana is back. Otherwise, I go to VR Italia. I guess they are into VR. So VR is a topic that we didn't discuss, but before Rossana or VR Italia start talking, what's your take on VR?
VR? So in terms of e-commerce and retail, there are some applications that we've heard about as well. So it's definitely an interesting platform. I know that some retailers are building out their stores in VR and then kind of testing different product locations and how that works. So it's a very kind of interesting and immersive experience. In terms of e-commerce, of course, AR is very helpful that you get you can do it through the web. You don't need an app, you don't need a special device, you can do it with the mobile AR. But I think that VR has their own place for sure.
Definitely. I had VR Italia here, if you can hear me on Clubhouse. Oh, man.
Yes.
Hi, Marco. Hi, Dalia. Somebody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay, thanks for giving me this possibility. I'm sorry for my English because Marco, how difficult it is to have a good English.
Don't tell me. I mean, I can't even speak English after 8 years in UK. So
yes, exactly. No, I was just curious what Dalia thinks about the future of augmented reality, because yes, now she showed us this application with smartphone, but I think maybe in the future we will always wear. Glasses, like, I don't know, Apple glasses is working on it. And she thinks that maybe in the future that will be the exploit of this, like it was smartphone 13 years ago, that everybody will have this wearable to see world in augmented reality or something similar.
Yes, so I would say that the future is very, very interesting. So we are also looking forward to the AR glasses announcements. There are different rumors, right, that Apple will launch at some point in the coming years. And I think once we hit consumer adoption with AR glasses, the world will go really. I mean, it will be very, very interesting and different. So I think that then the content that you generate, you will need to have 3D models for sure of your products. And there will be, I mean, it's really like, if you think about it with AR, the technology is really limitless if you think about how it can change what you see. So now you're looking through this mobile device, right? But if you have glasses, then you can walk on the street and you can see a fake tree right there. And I mean, it's like you can it blows my mind when I think about what the future holds when the AR glasses are mainstream.
I would say also VR at the moment, the friction is so big. I mean, you have to put the Oculus on, even if it's wireless, the Quest 2, but still, you have to put it on. You are, it's too much, but AR glasses, or when the VR will be available without friction, then it will be a game changer, definitely.
Yeah.
There was a curiosity, and by the way, Rossana, if you can hear me, let me know. Oh, yes. Oh, all right.
Hi, I'm
Rossana.
sorry, I have some technical problems.
No worries. Yeah, Jättebra. Are you in Stockholm?
Jättebra.
Yeah.
yes, I'm here. I like your Swedish.
Yeah, a little bit of Swedish. Tell us everything.
Too. Yes, everything is fine. Thanks for calling here. I have actually a quick question, because Dalia mentioned that the technology can use in fashion too, and I've seen a few apps like Adidas is a very cool AR try-on app. You get a very good feeling when you choose a model and then you see on your feed. It's pretty cool. Now I own a fashion brand, and I was wondering, because I can see you're offering a 14 days free trial. Would it be possible to try this on fashion products?
Do you mean clothes or footwear or?
Yeah, it's actually scarf. I produce scarves. So I was curious to know about it.
Yeah, so generally in fashion, of course, the footwear is really really handbags, and it's a great application. With the fabric, it's still a little bit more difficult in terms of technical side, but I think we can try it out. And I mean, we have had some successes showing off certain products, let's say activewear and things like that. So if you email me, we can check it out, and maybe we can share with the viewers later on how did it go. I mean, definitely fashion is a very big market, and I know that in general, not sure about your company, but generally fashion has quite high return rates. And if the customer can try it out on even more, then I'm sure some of that returns can be reduced.
Absolutely, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. The challenge for me, and like for many people who work with textile, is actually to make people perceive the feeling, and that's why we invest in photography, conceptual photography. So this is something I would be very interested. So I will email you. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Rossana, remember about me when you'll do a big deal. I will send you my bank account. And no, good luck. I'm really curious to know how it goes.
Thank you.
By the way, I was thinking, Dalia, that number one, Italy, could be a fantastic market for you guys with all of the made in Italy, you know, fashion, food, furniture. It's like the ideal country to have 3D models and AR of all the famous made in Italy products. It is really difficult to find a country that has so many unique products, and they need to show those products. So it's very interesting. I don't know what's your Italian penetration.
Absolutely. I think this is a great country. Are you saying we should have an office in Italy? I mean, in terms of the customers, of course, I think especially on the furniture and design, it's a perfect country for us. So
interesting. I show again Dalia email because in the comments they keep asking. Dalia@cgtrader.com. If you write Monty, you get a CG Trader subscription for the next 55 years for free. And no, you just write and you can try and see for yourself if it's something that is useful. Very good, Dalia. I think that is that we covered the majority of the topics here. Another interesting aspect that I wanted to point, and I would love to have your opinion about it, is if you start today using 3D models and AR in your e-commerce, well, you definitely different than anyone else because you don't see so often used 3D models and AR. So it's definitely something that makes a difference with all of your competitors, and show that you are innovative, you care about experimenting. I mean, there is a lot of interesting signaling in using this kind of models on an e-commerce website, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and I think you need to also do it quite soon because it will become more and more mainstream to get that benefit of the innovative brand. And you can also get quite a lot of real numbers that showing really good results. We did a case study with Rebecca Minkoff on the bags and with Shopify, and they said that 5 times less product returns. I mean, this sounds like amazing result. And in general, when Rebecca Minkoff decided to do this AR experiences and 3D experiences, the reason they did it is because they thought when on their website, their customer support team were always getting questions. So how does it really look in real life? How big is the bag? And how does it feel, and things like that. And with AR, you can actually answer some of these questions and bring the product much closer. So they had really good results.
One question that I'm sure a lot of people have, because we Italians think about money a lot. How much does it cost? What is the average budget that you would suggest to consider if I want to integrate this kind of technology in my e-commerce?
So the main cost is getting the 3D model, and the 3D model cost depends very much on the complexity from 3D standpoint. So if you have something very simple, like let's say a carpet, that can be quite low cost. And if you have a fur chair that I showed before, it's much more complex from the 3D standpoint. But generally, it's from $30 to $200 per model. And the good news about Shopify is that AR experiences are free. So you just drop that model into your store, and that's it. You have it.
Wow. So what do you think is a budget that a company should consider to test the water in at the beginning?
I think probably up to 10 models is a good proof of concept to try it out. And you can think about it. You can combine it with some kind of new release or new campaign. So we had a customer that is also on Shopify, Raleigh Nation, the Australian fashion shop that sells shoes, and they launched a new sneaker, and then they combine it with the AR experiences, and that was part of the launch. So you always can use it even more with the combining with the marketing campaign.
Interesting. Sarah is asking if there are any plugins to add a customer logo on the 3D product. She said they work in the gadget industry and it could be very useful and solve many problems.
Yes. So you mean on the product itself, customer logo?
Yeah,
I think it's possible to do it, but it's depends very much on the station, right? So if you have like a flat place where you put that logo, that's one thing. And then if it needs some customization, then it's a little bit different. I think that if you can email me at dalia at cgtrader.com, we can have a look and get back to you with the information.
I'll put it back the email.
Sorry.
So I will. Final question, Dalia was curious about is what's your expectation if you forecast internally? How long will it take for 3D and AR to be common use in the e-commerce world? What do you think? Is it 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
I think 2-3 years.
Okay.
Of course, for the product, it's where it's relevant, but I think it's very compelling. I mean, generating product visuals is very attractive, and then AR, it also helps a lot of customer engagement. So.
Fantastic. Very good. So thank you so much to everyone listening in Clubhouse. I'll hear you soon. Not I'll see you soon, but I'll hear you soon. And Dalia, it was real pleasure. And we keep in touch and good luck for everything.
Thank you so much. Really great to speak with you. And thank you so much, everyone, for the questions.
I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.